My name is Steve. Welcome to my shop. In this video I am going to be installing the Tru-Line 8 alignment fixture to my Enco round column mill. This unit is built by Bruce Whithem from Perth, Australia. Here goes the installation. But before we start that, I do have just one piece of mail that came in I wanted to share with you. And this is from Knackler's Workshop. It's a new channel. And he sent me a couple of his channel stickers, so I'll be putting them up on the cabinet. And he is from the United Kingdom. So thank you, Paul. I've installed the Tru-Line 8 to my mill with the instructions that are provided by in a YouTube video by Bruce Whithem. As you may recall, in my last video I made the reducing ring to mount the bracket to the column on my mill because I had the smaller diameter column, and I'll zoom you in on that. You can see the flange, and I installed it according to Bruce's instructions. I've got to notch the bracket to make clearance for the locking nuts that are on the side of the head. Okay, I'm all set up to do the other side. I got the new battery in the camera, so let's get started. That should do it. Okay, that's going to mount up there. And I'll bring the camera around so you can see. There are the recesses, and now they'll clear the locking bolts now. That gives me plenty of clearance. Now all I've got to do is mark the head for these 3 bolts, drill them and tap them. I got pilot hole drilled. I'll do my tap drill. I purchased a nice set of metric drills, and they're by 0.5 millimeter, so I don't have the tap drill sizes that I need. So after buying that set, I got to use a fractional drill anyway to match it. The closest is a letter H, so I'm going to drill these 3 holes with the H. Nice new 8 millimeter by 125 tap here. Okay, that fits nice. Fortunately, I've got this tap handle that's got a 3/8 drive on it, so I can get right up close. Finish tapping these holes and bring you back. completes the installation of the Tru-Line 8. Now as the head goes up and down, it'll be kept in alignment in this Delrin block. I may have to do a little tweaking to do some alignment on it, but right now it looks good. And I just have this bolt to put through here, which is like a locking bolt. That'll take up the adjustment on this block as it wears. Right now it fits real good. So to raise it, I need to unlock pinch bolts on the headstock. As I raise it between this piece here and the rack on the other side, it's also locked in place by the bracket. It'll hold the head in alignment as you raise it and lower it. Now this particular gear, the way it's set up, very difficult to crank up. Because of the position of the mill in my shop and access around it, using the crank to raise the head on this mill is extremely difficult and puts a lot of stress on the head, which would lead to some inaccuracies on when I'm moving it. So what I did is I machined out a nut, and it's held on by a set screw. There's a flat on the shaft, the same as the crank that I took off. So I put a nut on it. The nut measures 1.25 inches, and I have a 1/2 inch ratchet on it so that I can raise it up and down from the front of the mill without putting a lot of twisting stress on the head. I have a laser center / edge finder that I got, and a lot of tools that I picked up, and I've tried to use it a couple of times as an edge finder, and I don't find it very user friendly. But what it is great on is finding a center. And so what I've done is I've marked up a piece of steel with crosshairs and a center punch mark. And what I'm going to do now, I haven't tried this ahead of time. You're seeing it for the first time on video. I'm going to turn the laser on. I hope you can see it. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit further. There's the laser mark. And now I'm going to center it on my center punch mark. Okay, it's disappeared because the mark is down inside the center punch now. There we go. That's about the best I'm going to get it. Now what I'm going to do is zero both axes on my DRO so I have an idea where I'm at. This is about the lowest that I would usually use this mill. If I were to take the vise off of it, I could drop it down another couple inches. But this is about normal for milling. And now I'm going to raise it up about 6 inches where I would have to go if I was going to put a reamer or something in it. So as I raise it up, take and watch the laser. I unlock the head. Let's see if it moves. Okay, the head's unlocked. I don't think it moved. So far, it's looking pretty good. I've still got maybe another inch that I can raise this. We lost the... I hope you can see the laser point. Actually, what I should have done, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to just put 2 scribe marks, and I'm going to re-mark it on the scribes, reset it on the scribe marks. The center punch mark is actually giving me some distortion. Okay, I put some more bluing on and I re-scribed it, and now we're just focusing on 2 scribe lines, which is a much more accurate point than the center punch mark. The camera is actually making the point look a little bit larger than it is. By the naked eye, it's a pretty sharp point, and I've got it centered on both lines now, and I've got it zeroed. So now I'm going to drop the elevation of the head and see if it holds. Okay, the head is about 1 inch above the surface of the workpiece now, and that is still right on the money. There's a little bit of parallax that you're getting from the camera. Let's go back up with it again and see if it holds. That's where the strain is on the head, is on the going up. Now, I'm going to call that a success. That's going to wrap up this video on the installation of the Tru-Line 8 to my round column mill. I want to thank Bruce Whithem of Gemtrek, the Getterout guy, for sending it to me. And if you're interested in more information on it, I will put a link at the end of the video for his channel, and I'll also put a link in the description for his email and his channel. And there's a playlist also. There's an installation of the Tru-Line 8 and also the specifications of it, so on whether it'll fit your mill. If you have any questions, drop Bruce an email. He'll be happy to respond to you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Let's see if I can get this. And this is about the lowest that I would normally use this lathe. Installation of the the Tru-Line 8.